Hello, everybody, and welcome to the show. This is Comics News Today for the 18th of December. Ooh, time is moving along. Very nice day, the 18th. It is a Wednesday for you guys. Of course, it's Thursday over here, but my Wednesday is a super busy day, where my Thursday is kind of busy day. So I much prefer my Thursday to your Wednesday, huh? Yeah, something like that.
Yeah,
But
something like that. Yeah.
nevertheless, very excited to have you guys here. Do keep in mind that tomorrow, of course, we have our comics news today, and then, of course, the Drone Along Ultimate Edition, Drone and Quartered, right? And
Yep.
then after that, we're having a bit of a hiatus here. We're going to probably have Denali do the fan speak on Saturday. We're not sure how that's going to go, but we will return as quickly as I can next week. But
Yeah.
it's all right. It's perfect timing. It's the holidays, isn't it? But nevertheless, always as usual, please check out those links down below and be part of what we're doing over there. And of course, hit that share button because we're live streamers and it helps us out a lot. But Denali, whew, it's the beginning of day for me and the end of day for you. So, how
Yes.
was your day?
Busy.
Well, that's good
I
though.
was. Yeah. Basically, since the time I woke up at 6 in the morning till I got out of work at 7, literally 7, and then took a quick 30-minute shower. And now I just hopped on. So it's been busy like crazy.
Oh, but that's a good thing though. We have
Hmm.
things in our cultures we call proverbs. We also have idioms, expressions, all those kind of stuff. But a proverb is something that is a human truth, right? And that's what makes it different than an idiom, right? And of
Yeah.
course, one of the great proverbs we have is "Idle hands are the devil's playground." And this is truth. And when
Yeah.
you see all these crazy, crazy people running around on Twitter and all these other social media, and you wonder how in the world do they spend all day on Twitter? Don't they have jobs? Because I don't have time
Apparently
to do
not.
that.
I don't. I don't know how they can stay on Twitter and tweet.
Yeah, well, a
You
lot
know.
of these people supposedly they have jobs, but I mean, I don't see how that's possible. If you're on Twitter all day, when are you working? It's a
Exactly.
odd thing, isn't it? A very odd thing.
You know. Makes
But
you think they get paid to be on Twitter.
Well, I mean, some people do. I mean, that is
Yeah,
actually some people's job. I guess they
yeah,
call it the PR department these days. But yeah, I don't know, man. You could do something with
mm,
your life, and you won't be so
yeah,
angry all the time. But nevertheless, we're
absolutely.
going to be happy over here. You guys will be very happy with us today. We have comic book news. No. Yes.
Yes,
We do. So let me jump over the chat real quick and see who's in here before I jump into the news. Let's see
right.
here. We got Roger
And
Heller. Hello, Roger, man. It's always nice to see you, dude. We got Eric Boyd. We got March Hare. We get Era is in here. Hello, Era. We got a few other people too that haven't said hello yet, but happy to have you guys. Do hit those share button though, so we can get more people in here. We do appreciate that. But
right, hit
uh,
that like, share, and subscribe, and bell notification so you can be alerted whenever YouTube feels like alerting you guys
right,
that
that's
we're
true.
on. Yeah,
Well, oh, Nick C's in here. He says, "Comic book news, you mad genius." Thank you very much, dude. But there's something that's kind of interesting we've learned recently that no one's really talking about when it comes to YouTube. Is we know there's politics involved with what YouTube does for sure, but that's dealing with the big boys. It has nothing to do with these smaller channels like ourselves. But what we've come to understand about what's going on with YouTube, it's a bit shocking and very stupid at the same time. Basically, YouTube thinks, or I guess ultimately Google thinks, that YouTube's direct competitor is Netflix. And therefore, they want to be more like Netflix. And this makes sense when you look back on it. They released the YouTube Plus, is that what they call it? YouTube something.
not
Um,
as premium. Yeah,
Premium, that's what it
YouTuber.
is.
Yeah,
And they keep putting these dumb shows that no one wants to watch. I mean, the only one that came out that it seemed to have any value was the Cobra Kai, I think.
yeah,
But
Cobra
mostly
Kai.
it's a bunch of teenage dumb stuff, which might be good for the teenagers. I mean, if that's what they're after, and that might be a smart move actually. It's odd that they think Netflix is their competitor, and what they're doing is they're trying to purge. in essence, YouTube of all these dirty little peasants like ourselves, because all they want is celebrity channels and big time channels because they want to compete with Netflix.
Yeah.
And the shocking thing about it is that's really stupid. I
Yeah,
mean,
Netflix is
that's
actually competing to YouTube. That's
right.
really what it is.
Yeah, I mean, they have a corner of the market that is invaluable, and they're throwing it away because they think they need to be more like something else. And that is dumb. You are not going to compete with Netflix, nor are you going to be able to compete with Disney Plus. And we're going to get to the why in a moment here today. We're actually going to talk about that. And you're not definitely not going to compete with Amazon once they make a decision to go. Because keep
Right.
in mind, Amazon Prime is just kind of chugging along with their old stuff, occasional new thing, but we know they're waiting for something. And
Oh yeah.
when they decide to go, watch
Right.
out because they're going to absolutely slam it. Because the one thing about Amazon, they're certainly woke like every other group, but they also seem to carry a little bit of a balance with them where the other ones are unbalanced, right? So
Right.
there's no way YouTube is competing with that. No way. They're way behind the curve on that. Even though Google's got a lot of money, they're way behind. So you're going to throw away something that is very successful, works really well, just because you want to be more like Netflix? It's stupid, dude. But that's what's going on. And at least now we know, right? At least now we can understand the insanity a little bit better because for me and I'm sure everybody else, the fact that it's only political, it's just didn't make sense, right? It can't be just political. I mean, money's involved here, right? So now that we
Money's
know
always
what's going on,
involved. Yeah.
but
Yeah.
it's like oh, I get it type of thing, right? I understand now
Right.
much better what's happening with YouTube, and we're just not what they want. They don't want the dirty peasants, which is a shame because we just have a fun little chat channel here. I don't know that we're offering anything other than a group of friends to hang out and interact with each other, across the internets, which is awesome in itself. But you think about all these other channels you got. You got channels teaching you how to make anything you can imagine. Any hobby you have, you can learn about stuff. You can gain information about history, I mean, science, whatever. It's incredibly informative. It's just a brain dump of the human experience has been dropped on YouTube, and they don't appreciate it. And it's just shocking to
Because
me.
well, because they're all bean counters. In the end of the day, the people who are in charge don't really care about it. It's just how much money they're making.
Right. I get that. I get it. But it's unfortunate because the YouTube has become the library of the modern time. Is really what it is. But nevertheless, let's jump into our news today. But for me, I'm a little happier because now at least I understand the insanity more. Because it's all about just trying to become a Netflix-like thing, and then you put the politics on top of it, where they're trying to fight against Trump and conservatives, and now you get it. You get the whole picture, right? So I mean, it's
Right,
all good.
because yeah, because they believe that a lot of people who watch Netflix and who stay in the basement are not really productive people, or just people with idle hands.
Well, the opposite is true. But
Yeah.
nevertheless, we'll just jump into our news today. And we got some cool things to talk about, man. I'm looking forward to it. So just jump into this one first. Now, this was the last article we put on today, and we were talking about it, but it's the first one we're going to
Right.
talk about. This, I think, is pretty interesting. So, Denali, go ahead and dive into this one, man.
Right. This is from Fansided. Natalie Dormer rules the City of Angels in the Penny Dreadful pick. So they are showing, I guess, a little pics of Natalie Dormer in her new attire for her character for the upcoming Showtime's Penny Dreadful City of Angels. That's going to be appearing next year, which is around the corner, basically. So,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I enjoy the first set, and it was surprising when they canceled it. I mean, I thought they were doing pretty good.
Yeah, no, I agree. I kind of get why they canceled it. They were kind of told their story and they were starting to outweigh their welcome with that cast. What they needed to do with Penny Dreadful, which is in the spirit of what a Penny Dreadful is anyway, they needed to bring in a new cast and tell a new story, which they're doing. Right? They just
Yep.
kind of wore out the welcome of that cast, and unfortunately they didn't. embrace quickly enough the understanding of what a penny dreadful is. And penny dreadfuls, of course, are completely directly connected to what we are here about because the comic book came out of the penny dreadful, right? It
Pretty
is
much.
it,
Yeah.
well, it is. It's our grandfather is what it is.
Yep.
And so the penny dreadful is a very important thing. And I watched the show as well as Denali, and I think many of you did. Overall, I'd say it was a good show. I mean, it had a few little bumps and a few little. It wasn't perfect, but I liked it. I thought overall it was pretty good. And moving on to a new cast is a great idea. You know what they should do with it is something more akin to American Horror Story, right?
Right. Those are, yeah, those are horror anthologies,
Yeah,
and they really should think about it like that
yeah,
direction
yeah.
because it always keeps everything's, fresh kind of deal. And I think that's one of the issues that a lot of studios are having because when they try to do, anthologies and they don't know whether how the audience is going to take it. Think about Heroes because it was supposed to be like, one story and then we move out to different set of heroes
Yeah.
throughout and different powers, but people were too emotionally tied to the character from the first seasons
Hmm.
and they were kind of chained to, I guess, the whims of the audience, at
Yep.
that time because it was so successful. And it's kind of shame how it ended up.
It
uh,
was, yeah. It it's just one of those things. It's hard to sustain a cool idea because a lot of cool ideas aren't necessarily great story ideas, right?
right.
And they don't last because of that. Like Stargate is a perfect example, right? The movie was a pretty fun movie. A lot of people liked it, but there's plenty to complain about the movie, of course. But then they took it and they made it a TV show that just survived for more than 10 seasons, I think, and it had three
Yeah.
spin-offs. I mean,
Four.
because the story was great. Right,
Yes.
right. But this right here, I'm looking forward to it. I hope it'll be cool because I think the premise is nice. And it's a good juxtaposition for me to the American Horror Story because that is set in a modern time, a modern setting, which of course Benny Dreadful is more of a Gothic Victorian type of setting. And that's all well and good. Now this lady here, I think she's fine actress. I didn't care much for her in Game of Thrones. She was kind of a forgettable character for me, but I've seen her in other things. And I think she's fine. She can do the job for sure. So we'll see. And this one seems to be taking more of a Latin, or maybe I should say Hispanic. No, I don't know which word I should use. Mexican take on things. And that could be
Yeah,
cool,
don't
dude.
call it X.
Well, it could be cool. Yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, one thing I've never cared about, because if you look at the stories and mythologies of Mexico, it's of course an amalgam of the Celtic Spanish people and the Native Americans that they interbred and mixed, right? And
Mhm.
their culture mixed too. And there's very interesting things, really cool stories come out of that. The only thing I never liked about it was how colorful it is. And I guess that's just my New England sensibilities, really. That's a taste issue. It's not actually a content issue. But I love the look of that Day of the Dead mask that's on her right there. Look at that, dude.
The Candy Skull. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's subdued. It's very gothic. Yeah, I like it. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Sweet. Let's move on here. But just let us know in the chat what you guys think about it because I think I think it could be fun. Let me see if the chat said anything already. Let me jump over real quick. Let's see here. Everyone's saying hello. Amazon Prime includes plenty of classic films and hidden gems. This does. That's the cool thing about Amazon Prime. They have a lot of the older stuff. This is the only thing I watch on there, really. I'm just saying. I mean, I'm sure everyone agrees that the Amazon is just waiting for something, because when they
Yeah.
decide to put their weight behind it, goodness gracious, the amount of money they have to put at the fore of it. March
Yeah.
Harris is doing okay era. They're talking to each other. Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Natalie Dormer, drooling. Okay, we have a fan, I guess. Uh, I like it too. Hispanic, which is weird, with her being blue eyes, blonde. Yeah, no, we have no idea what they're gonna do with the character, dude. She could be the protagonist. She could be the antagonist. We don't know. But yeah, we'll see. But I'm happy to see it come back and at least give it a try. At least give it a try.
Yeah. And
Uh,
speaking about old stuff, I've been watching the old Adams Family
oh
on
yeah, that's
YouTube.
great. I've been watching the
Yeah,
old Munster stuff actually.
yeah, makes
Yeah.
sense. I mean, until this whole fever pitch about Star Wars blows over, everybody's gonna be talking about it. So I'm like, I'm gonna find something interesting to watch while this goes on.
Oh yeah. Well, we're not even talking about Star Wars today, because
Yeah.
if you go and look at the news, which everybody is talking about, you'll find out that everything we've said here over the past year is 100% correct. We stand
Yep.
vindicated, sir. And it's
Yes.
exactly true. So, what's the point if we've already talked about it? But
Yep.
that's enough of that. Now,
Yep. Moving on. Yeah.
we're moving on. Now, of course, you
Yeah.
guys know Denali does our news collection here, but we have some of you guys will come up and put stuff up on the FanSpeak page on Facebook, and we're happy to drop those things in too from time to time. Now, Somali is another person who really goes out and tries to dig out news. And we like to look at some of the stuff he puts up sometimes because it's fun. It's very comic related. Here's something he puts up occasionally, which I am fascinated by, and this is the solicitations for March 2020, but it's coming from Antarctic Press, and this is fun for me because I don't know, am I comic book snob? I guess I pretty much only read the top two. Which I've changed in this year. I've been introduced to a lot more stuff, and I've become more uh, I don't know what, more refined, I guess. I don't know. But
More
so I don't
accepting
more what?
or open, more open to new
Yeah,
experience.
or just more aware, I think.
Yeah.
But and this is something that helps me out a lot because I know Antarctic Press mainly from the debacle with Richard Meyer, right?
Right.
But I don't know their stuff so much. But when I was looking through these solicitations, well, it turns out I do know them. I'm like, oh, cool. So let's take a look here. What do we got? What's the first one here, Denali?
Right. We have Badass number 4,
Ooh,
which is the Bureau of Alien Detection and Supernatural Sightings.
ooh, they made an anagram. Sweet.
Yeah.
Following the abduction of his son, Sam enlists help to rescue him before he can be used against Earth. Ooh, ooh, very nice. Yeah, that could be cool. It could be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, look, we got Tim Lim, man, in the flesh. Good on you, Tim.
Yeah.
Black Hops, Hair Trigger. Sweet. And Mark
Yep. Listen.
Pellegrini still doing his
Right.
thing. Very nice. Look at that. That's
Yep.
cool,
He was
dude.
promoting that earlier. Yep. And
He was,
Wilton,
yeah.
that it's
Yeah.
on there as well.
Oh, look, she's got a P90. Look at that.
Ooh. I
Yeah.
don't know anything about it.
It's a
But
type of gun. A very
yeah.
cool gun, actually. Very effective. Ooh, look at this one. Can we say this on live? Catch it, Lavat one. Am I allowed to say that? Catch it
It's a,
one.
it's yeah. It's a yeah.
Okay.
Mm,
Well, the thing with it is, I don't know the comic so well. At all, actually. I know it's coming from a comic book, but I've definitely seen the YouTube stuff. And if you haven't gone and watched Cat Shit on YouTube, dude, go watch Cat Shit. I know it's weird. It's a very weird statement.
Cash
I
it
understand.
one.
I understand. But
Yeah.
it's funny, man. And it's well done. So that's cool. That's another thing I recognize. Gold Digger.
Which
I know this for damn sure.
what's kind of interesting is a lot of these in art press, and it's just me waking up or me being less tired, but all of these have that little anime kind of flair to
They
them.
do. They do.
Yeah.
But they also seem fun, which
Which
is
is
part of the game.
important.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, some of the stuff we looked at from the another solicitation, I forget which company it was far more political looking. This just looks
I th-
fun. Now, Gold Digger is
yeah.
old. It's been around a long time. What is this, issue 275? Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
But I have to say, I don't care for the dirty pair look of this cover at all. I don't know what the inside's going to look like, but I've read Gold Digger before, and had some pretty cool art on it. I'm
Right.
not. I don't know. What do you think about this cover?
It's supposed to be a homage to the king, which is Ash, for from the third film,
Hmm.
the evil. the Army of Darkness.
Sure. Yeah.
So for me, it's just making me think of more of a JoJo Bizarre
Right.
Adventure
Yeah.
than Army of Darkness.
Exactly. It's very Japanese looking.
Yeah,
I'm not a big fan of that, but especially because I know the art of Gold Digger. But
yeah,
it doesn't mean it's probably just a cover anyway. But Gold Digger's long running, and if you like the story, like DeWolf, for instance, our very own chairman, he's a big Gold Digger fan. He loves these
yeah.
books. So,
Or,
but so
or
there's.
saying Chester's more defined. Pardon me. Would you have some great popon?
Oh, thank you. I do like Grey Poupon. You know,
Yeah,
actually, what's a great mustard? I can't remember the name of it. Someone help in the chat help me out. The English have this amazing. They don't have many good food stuff. True, fair enough. But they have this mustard, this spicy mustard that is absolutely badass awesome. And I can't remember the name of it, man. It's spicy. It's definitely spicy. It's a yellow mustard. They use it with their meat pies, I guess. That's really good stuff. So someone in the chat help me with a name on that, please, because ooh, I love that stuff. Anyway, we got what is this off-world thing?
I think it's well, I'm not really sure about this one. But it looks like, just to read it, two sci-fi story in one flip comic, Interstellar Dust by C.J. Hudson and Igor Wolski. When a intergalactic prison transport vessel breaks down, the crew and a band of less hardened criminals do whatever they can to survive a riot in deep space. See how these prisoners' life intersected before the accident and how unfortunate circumstances led them aboard the prism ship Afterglow. Wow, geez, if that is any innuendos.
Right?
Hazel by MLS
Weech,
Witch,
Weech,
Weech, Weech, and Colin Fogel?
Fogel. Yeah,
Fogel. Okay, Fogel. Hazel's desire to prove she's the best puts her and the team in danger. The team managed to capture an underdweller cargo, but the cargo belongs to somebody or someone named Scrap, and he tends to take back what has been stolen.
interesting.
Oh,
This is a 32-page book, so it looks like probably in 14 pages each story. I'm just guessing, but
yeah,
yeah, it could be interesting. Let's take as mature readers. Let's see. We have Off-World here, and this is a cover. I'm assuming. It's
yeah,
interesting art. We've seen this kind of art before. This reminds me of who's the Korean fellow? Kyung Lee. This
yeah.
reminds me of his art a little bit. It looks good. Looks good. And then we got this other one here, Hazel. Ooh, it's very anime, and that is definitely adult. And I've seen that kind of character before. That's taking off on something. Japanese. Oh, what is
Um,
that? It's on the tip of my tongue, dude.
isn't that like Ghost in the Shell or something like that?
No. It's something else.
Akira, Akira.
No, it's not Akira. I can't
Um,
remember.
no,
Patlabar?
Alita.
No, it's not Alita. I think Patlabar or something like that. But or to translate into English, Patlabar, patrol car. Ha. Okay. All right. The art looks excellent. The art looks excellent. Now these next ones here are the next two are very interesting to me because these are Kelsey Shannon, and we know Kelsey
Right,
Shannon's an absolute wild man, but he's also a stellar artist, right? And
right.
that wild woodsman hardly shows his face, but maybe we can get him on the show one of these days. But I love his art actually. And Planet Comics, what's going on with this dude? It sounds interesting.
Well, this is number two, which they introduce Amazonia, the mighty woman in an odd yet thrilling adventure that promised her return in the next issue. She was never seen again. Now the full fate and secret will be revealed as Kelsey Shannon lifts the dark veil surrounding her disappearance. Brian Denham introduces Sarah Eplis, a salvage contractor who finds and revives an ancient mecha intent on complete its primary objective of subjugating mankind.
Oh no. And
Mm-hmm.
it's Sarah Ephus.
Ephus,
Yeah,
sorry,
it's a
Ephus,
Greek name.
sorry,
But
Ephus.
cool. All right, and they got two variants here. They got this
Mm-hmm.
variant here, which
By David Hutchinson.
David Hutchinson. It looks pretty good. It's nice. It's a mecha thing. That's kind of neat.
Mm-hmm.
And this, of course, maybe is this is Kelsey. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
damn. Freaking Kelsey Shannon, dude. I like his art quite a bit, and he's very versatile as well. You can see him doing all kind of stuff. But it looks interesting. I actually might want to check that one out. And then the last one here, we got the V card number 4. Two worlds collide at the Larry Hama signing. In this final issue, someone dies. Will it be Jonathan, Talia, Chan Han Singh? Not even Larry is safe. Uh-oh. I don't know. This is some kind of parody of real life or something like that. Poor Larry Hama.
Uh, yeah,
I don't know. But it is
it's
very anime-esque, this company. You're right. Yeah, very interesting. But look at Tim's art though, man. Look at that. I wonder if he's doing the cover here. He probably is. Um, they got Matt Weldon on this project too, though, dude.
yep.
And
Saw that.
Nestor
Like,
Redulia. I don't know this person. Who do you think? Who's covered? That doesn't look like a Weldon cover.
no,
Ah,
I'm think that's Limbs. It looks like a Limbs cover, or
yeah, I
maybe
don't think I don't think that's Weldon. But
Welding we know because we've seen boosters, Avatar and Punch uh, line
yeah,
as well.
not sure. It's great either way. I mean, look at it; it's beautiful. That's
Mhm.
probably my favorite of the cover wise. But cool, dude. Nice comic books, man. Let me jump over the chat real quick. This is kind of the way I'm kind of
Mhm.
trying to manage it this way now. So let me see here. Goodness gracious. Nellie Dormer. Yes, yes, drooling. I get it. Hispanic. Da, 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 da. Good evening, Brian the Observer says. Well, hello. Nixie says, which do you like more, Monsters or the Adams Family? Oh, for me, that's easy. I love the Monsters. Although I enjoyed Adams Family too, but the Monsters is cool, dude. I mean, it's awesome. What about you?
Yeah, I enjoy monsters as well. I've been getting a kick out of watching both of them. I remember as a kid, I was watching monsters on the big giant TV
Hmm.
that took two 2 feet of space because how big it was. And now
Oh,
I'm getting
right.
a kick of watching the Adams on YouTube on a laptop that I can take anywhere. How technology has transformed. In
That is
yeah.
weird because I have the entire run of the Adams Family sitting on my tablet, actually.
Mhm.
The interesting thing with those two, I watched the monsters when I was a kid, of course, syndication, and but I didn't see the Adams Family until I was older. I don't know why, but I didn't. But I love them both, actually. Let's
Yeah.
see here. Chester is more refined. Pardon me. Oh, you read that. Thundara says, "Evening." Well, evening, sir. I've dated a gold digger, dude. We all have. I kind of like if you date, you're dating a gold digger. Did I say that? Oh no. Let me see here. March Hare says, "Yeah, that's a Army of Darkness homage." Yeah, yeah, I think so too. Uh, Monsters is greater than the Adams Family. Um, I like the Monsters better. I just think they're very different. I mean, I don't even know if you. I know they're both TV shows. I know they're both takes off of the Universal monsters. They're both families. There's so many similarities, but in some ways, I just don't think they're similar, right? Because
All
the
right.
Addams Family was dark and twisted in a comedic setting. The monsters are Leave It to Beaver with monsters.
Yeah.
It's just different. I don't really. It's kind of apples and oranges for me, actually. Maybe I'm wrong. Dijon, yes. No, it's not called Dijon, dude. I can't remember the name of it. It's a really good mustard, though. I pre-ordered Offworld. Sweet. Guyver. Oh, no, no, that's not what I'm thinking. Eric says, I like Ingelhofer brand of mustard. The hot Dijon is good.
Bubble
It is sold in
bubble
small glass jars. Is that it? I guess it.
bubblegum crisis.
Oh, dude, there you go. That See, Denali's on it, dude. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's Bubblegum Crisis. That's exactly what it is. But no, I don't know. Maybe that's the name of it. It is in a glass jar, so maybe it is. Eric says Amazonia is a comic character that lapsed into public domain quite some time ago. Yeah, yeah, it says that in the write up. She wears that simple red swimsuit type costume and originates from the Arctic. Yeah, no, it says that that character came out and she was like in one book, and then they never used her again, probably because it didn't sell well. And what Antarctic Press is doing is showing what happened to her. I think it's kind of clever, actually. It's interesting. Let's see. Right on, yes, Guyver. Okay. Let's see here. March here says, I was thinking Guyver on Troopers, or VR Troopers. Oh, okay.
Well,
Sorry, being a nerd about the character. Oh, no problem, dude. Have at it. That's what we're here for.
here's a question: Have you seen the Guyver, the American version with Mark Hamill?
Yes, I have. Sure, of course. Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I remember that, and they turned him into a
Jimmy
giant
Walker too.
bug. Yeah,
Yeah. Dynamite. But I like Guyver. Guyver was fun. But nice. Thank you very much, Antarctic. It looks nice. Let's move on now.
yeah,
If you don't mind, Denali, I'll take this one.
sure, go
Now,
ahead.
The Far Side returns online with new Gary Larson material coming. Now, I don't know if you have to be of a certain age or not. I'm going to find out here from Denali and you guys, but this is another thing I grew up with. The Far Side, Gary Larson, his little one-page skits, or little one-panel skits, and Gary Larson is funny. This is a funny human, right? And I haven't seen one that I didn't think was funny. I've seen some that I think are much better than others, but I love Gary Larson, and for me, it's cool that it's coming back, and it's going to be an online thing, which of course is the trend. But yeah, dude, this is awesome news. Now, I don't know that this article tells me anything interesting. Let me just get through it. Social sharing has been measured during the 15-year run of the Far Side. Gary Larson's creation would rank as the most shared of all time. This is true. From time labs to dorm rooms, mail rooms to executive suites, the Far Side worked its way into our lives and invited us into a whole new world. Brilliant, bold, and bizarre. I don't know if I'd use those words, but okay. The iconic comic panel has never been authorized to be available online until now. TheFarside.com, the official website, can be viewed here. Oh, awesome. Should I click it? No, I'm not going to click it. But anyway, I won't read the whole thing. But I love Farside, so I thought I saw this from Sam. I think it was Samly. Was this you?
That was Samali. He
This
beat me
Samly.
to it.
I just saw it
Yeah,
and I was like, oh, dude, Farside's awesome. Now, have you ever read Farside, Denali?
all the way up to the 2000s, and that's when newspapers stopped being thrown at our door, and they started transitioning to online. But
Okay,
yeah,
so you do know it. Oh, sweet.
yeah.
And just give a shout out to Gary Larson in the chat, guys. I'm not going to spend much time on this article. I just thought it was cool, man. Farside, awesome. Let's move on to some actual news. All right, now this is Denali, so I'm going to shut up and go ahead, dude.
Right. This is from Newsarama. Jeff Johns takes you inside the metaverse in his intricate plotting for Doomsday Clock finale. And so, for spoilers, if you really care to read this storyline, that's been delayed for almost over a year at some cases. I could be stand corrected, but what has happened in this storyline is that Dr. Manhattan, when he left to go to different places from Mars in the original Watchmen storyline, he found out, the universe of the DC universe and decided to tinker with it by removing hope from that universe. And that resulted in the creation of the new 52 universe that a lot of people weren't agreeable. And returning bit of the hope was the result of rebirth kind of deal. But he's realizing now, because of his tinkering, that the universe will be destroyed or Superman will kill him. And basically he's talking about how he came up with this idea, why he did this, and what opportunity took. It's like, we had a lemon, which was the new 52, which our fans didn't like. Let's try to make it lemonade with some sugar, which is the Watchmen. And I don't know how well or or how successful he is in turning that lemon into a lemonade
Mm.
kind of deal, because you're always going to be making somebody angry throughout. But I really disagree that Dr. McHennis should be involved at any level with the DC universe, and that the Watchmen was something separate that wasn't, part of the DC universe or any universe connected to DC lines, because it was a vertical project.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
it's
agree.
here and there.
Ask me to sum it up in one word. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead, Chester. Sum it up in one word.
Inane.
There you go.
There's a word for the day. Inane. Boy, is that dumb. And I haven't read it, and I'm not going to read it because I've heard nothing. Well, I've heard a couple people that were enjoying it, but mainly I've heard pretty negative things about it. And I was like, I'm going to waste my time. There's so many books to read and so little time. But it's just dumb. I agree 100% with Denali. Why are you putting the Watchmen in the DC universe? They're completely separate. Friggin' why am I forgetting his name today? The Watchmen creator,
Alan Moore.
Alan Moore. He must be freaking turning in his grave. Oh no, wait, he's still alive.
No, he's still alive. He voted for the Labor Party, so
Uh,
he probably is turning on
Oh,
his
he
grave.
probably is. Yeah. Oh, poor little
Yeah.
baby. Communism didn't come your way. But yeah, this is whatever. Let me come over here and see what the chat has to say. Speaking about Amazonia, Eric says, I wanted to use her for a story. Well, you still can, dude. Roger says, oh, he's talking to Dark Hair. I want to interrupt that. Dark Hair, March Hair, Dark Admiral March Hair. I always get that wrong. Antarctic has been using a lot of those old public domain characters, Chester. Yeah, no, I think that's cool. Why not? And you know the interesting thing about March here, I actually saw him and interacted with him in the chat on the Umbrella Guys channel. It was the first time I met him, and I thought he was really cool. And he came over here, and he's been part of what we're doing and commenting, and I'm really happy he did, man. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Um, Eric Boyd says, I agree about the monsters in the Adams family, similar to Bewitched and the I Dream of Jeannie. Similar themes, but each show totally different. Yeah, no, that's absolutely true.
Yeah. Good example right there.
Yeah. Uh, Heller, I'm not well versed in anime. James Beveridge says it's not bizarro, but it's funny enough. Okay. They're talking to each other. The Far Side used to have trade paperbacks. Yeah, I got a coffee table book around here somewhere. It's fun. Japanese don't get it though. So, oh well.
Mm.
But anyway, Nixie says there hasn't been hope at DC since 2000. Oof, rough. Ara says Dark Hair is awesome. uh, met him in the Alterna comic stream. Yeah, no, he gets around. And shout out to Peter Simeti, of course. What the
Yeah.
hell is up with millionaires wanting communism? Yeah, it is weird, isn't it? It's really bizarre. But
Well, because they would be the leaders of the party,
or would they?
and yeah, they would be the leaders of the parties, because that's how it goes. And everybody who votes for communists would be the, party members that would have to give all their wealth, while the rich, because they're already rich and millionaires, knows how to use that money responsibly. So they'll keep it for the best interest of everybody.
I guess. But I'm kind of shocked. It took Britain so long to kick out the Labor Party, because I mean they've always been socialistic. I mean that's by nature. They are a workers' party. I mean that's what they are. But they've always
Oligarchy. Yeah.
well, yeah, but they've always tried to keep themselves very union, which of course is socialism. But they've tried
Hmm.
to keep it somewhat balanced and stay away from the whole communism look. But Jeremy Corbyn, he just dove in head first. He don't care. He's full on communist. Go look at any Corbyn public rally. Go look at it. What you're going to see is a bunch of Russian red flags that are slightly changed to Labor Party symbols flying around and pictures of Stalin. I mean, it's insane, dude. You think doing that the English people aren't going to turn around and shut you down? Stupid. More stupidity, but there's a lot of that these days. Did you see that there's a new movie coming that is the female version of the Fight Club, all women version. uh Yeah. Smart.
So
That's
so
a great
so
genius.
so it's basically just a typical Saturday night girls out.
I
Okay.
guess. Well, they're calling it chick flick, I think, or chick fight. Sorry, chick fight. And of course, they're using that to try to pull the dudes in. But we will not be tricked. Thank you very much. Who in the hell wants an all female fight club? I mean, God, it's awful.
Um
Do they even
um
understand what that movie's about?
you know who would watch it? All the guys who, have their mouths open and, have a goatee and, writes for Vox
Drink
or
soy?
any of yeah, a
Yeah.
lot of those.
Oh, those guys. I see. But yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
it's funny because Fight Club, it's a good movie. It's a fun movie. It's got a nice little twist. But it's basically about anarchy, actual real anarchy, not the punk crap that came out in the 70s, or actual anarchy.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that's what the whole movie's about, really. It's a statement against capitalism.
Yeah. Mark
Whatever.
here says, I always figured they'll be the first against the wall. No, it's always the revolutionaries, those activists. They're the first one. If you ever see any revolution, history always proves that all the activists are the first one to get put against the wall,
Yeah,
unfortunately.
it is
That's
true.
the nature of the beast. You can look at any history books, any, you know, propagandalists, they're always thrown. They're the first one to be thrown into the mall.
Well, same
uh,
same thing happened to my family in a way. My
mhm,
family, the Busbys, are a Strathclyde family. Of course, if you go back far enough, I mean, I don't know how far you got to go back, but if you go back far enough,
yeah,
originally it's from Norway, but we've been in Strathclyde, or what is called Southern Scotland these days, a long time ago. And the King of Scotland, King James, wanted the throne of London, and he hired all the mercenary tribes of Strathclyde to go down and get it for him. And then once he had the throne of London, he promptly made them all outlawed. Yeah.
yep.
Yeah.
See, there you go.
Yeah,
History.
that's how my family got to America, actually. My dad's family anyway.
Mm,
They were fleeing the justice of the king. So interesting. Anyway,
yeah,
moving on.
yeah,
What?
yeah. So from the Hollywood Reporter, I know people were talking about Bill and Ted. So here you go, Bill and Ted 3. They face the music. It's the first look.
Ooh, wow. Now I know why he always wears a beard these days.
hmm
I get
For
it
a
now.
moment, for a moment, I thought it was Alan Rickman come from back from the dead. I'm like, oh wait, that's Keanu Reeves. Sorry.
Yeah, right. No, right, dude. Fair point. Alan Rickman, of course, being Snape from Harry Potter. Um, dude, you are straight on top of that, man. That's exactly what he looks like. But I don't know. This could be fun. You guys know, and you chastise me for it. I'm not a big Bill and Ted fan, but rock on, dude. Let me
Yeah.
see here. What we got? We got some pictures. All right, we got.
Yep.
They brought Death back. He's an old Death,
Yep.
and we got the new generation. It's the new
Yep.
generation. Let me see here. I don't know who this chick is. I don't know who that dude is, and I don't know who she is either. I know none of them. Also, although she does kind of got that what's the chick that plays Harley Quinn?
Uh,
Margot Robbie. That's her name.
yeah,
She's
Margot
kind of
Robbie.
got that
But no,
Margot Robbie thing going on a little bit. A little bit.
yeah.
A little bit, but she's kind of flat though. She's like super flat. You know, Margot's got
She
much better
she's
bulges.
she I guess she must be a model.
Ah,
That's what they
maybe,
are.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe. But cool. Why do we need a next generation for simply a nostalgia film to grab some cash from the fans? Why do we need this? Why? Why? Whatever.
Oh. Oh, okay, I get it. These are their daughters.
Oh, okay, well, okay. And one of them has the, of course, once again, it brings up the whole thing for me. I don't know. I don't know, but I'm willing to guess. Let me put out a prediction here. These are their daughters. I think you're 100% right. And
Mhm.
that's one of their boyfriends. Because you know what? You can't have a white person dating a white person. And I've had a few who push back up against me on this, but you go look at all these movies coming out of Hollywood the past several years. You can't have a
So
white person with a white person. It's
so
racism, dude, against the
so
whites and the blacks.
right. So which one is which? I want the logical one would be saying that the one on the left is Ted and the one on the right is Bill. But if they want to subvert our expectation, it would be the reverse. The one on the left is Bill, and the one on the right is Ted.
Maybe, maybe. And of course, what we might be seeing is a handoff to the all-female Bill and Ted. It's Billy and Tedina is what it's going to be. Maybe. Now, of course, we have no
Well,
clue. I'm just talking out my
oh,
talking
they
out my butt. But it's
actually,
just
actually, no, no, actually, you're right. I'm looking up at IDM, Billy Logan and Teddy Preston. Oh my
no
god!
way. Are you
Yes, you
serious?
called it. Yes, I'm looking it
Did
up.
I just call that?
You just called it because I was looking at it. It's like, nope, you just
Damn,
called it.
dude.
Wow.
Holy crap, man. That is see right there. They can't even allow Bill and Ted to just be. They can't. They got to
Oh
mess with it.
no!
What are you
Oh no!
doing? This is
Oh no!
nonsense. And
Here, here's the third thing we'll predict now, because now we have that. Is remember the song that's supposed to unify the whole world?
yeah.
The Wild Stallion. Well, it's not really them, Bill and Ted. It's hers, Bill and Ted,
Oh wow.
and their Wild Stallion that makes the actual song.
They are going to piss people off so hardcore with that dude. Oh, wow,
Yes, there you
man.
go. It's so obvious. It's there. The girls are named Bill and Ted for all intents and purposes. They're young. They have a black boyfriend who's probably their drummer or bass, like Def. Def will say, "Sorry guys, you're not the real chosen ones," and they'll be the one who makes the actual songs because Bill and Ted will face the music from the new generation.
Disappointment. And I'm not even a fan, dude. But yep, no, that's gotta next, dude. That is going to blow up into absolute hysteria. Because this is cult. This is pure cult film stuff, right? Bill and
Yeah,
Ted. Because I mean,
yeah,
they're not good movies. They're really not. But they're
yeah,
loved in a way because of that, right? And I have
yeah,
a complete respect for that. 100% respect for it. There's plenty of movies I like that are crap, but I love them because of what they are. And these are pure cult classics, pure cult fans. And you're going to go in there and tear the entire mythology out of it. It's not even a serious movie. It's a freaking parody. Not even a parody. It's just a goofball movie. And you got to go in with politics on something like that? Are you out of your freaking mind? I mean, jeez, God, you people. And I called it. Just remember that. I called
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah. You called. Oh
Yeah.
boy.
Now, what is this here? What am I looking at?
All right. So this is from the Hollywood Reporter as well, and they're reporting that Disney subscriber who they've been surveying say they're watching more of the classic film than
Mhm.
Star Wars.
Yeah,
Because one of the major draws that Disney Plus was expecting is that a lot of people would be coming for Star Wars, but actually a lot of people are watching like Mary Poppins, Toy Story, and all
sure.
the old stuff more than Star Wars.
Yeah, makes
And
sense.
I think we talked about it that even the people who came for Star Wars are kind of dropping it once the Mandalorian's done because they're not really interested in anything else, kind of deal.
Yeah, no, and that it makes 100% perfect sense to me because that's the only reason I would buy it would be for the
Mhm.
classics because Disney has a great portfolio, or library if you want to call it. Disney Originals 2%, Simpsons 5%, Disney Channel 9%, Pixar 14% makes sense. Disney Classics 22%, National Geographic 3%. I like National Geographic, or I guess if it's actual National Geographic. Star Wars 21%. That's bigger than I expected, and Marvel 15%. But yeah, that makes sense to me, dude. Because I mean, if you look here, what do we got? We got Mary Poppins. An eternal
Mhm.
classic, great movie. I haven't seen it, although I hear the remake is nowhere near as good. It's quite poor.
No,
I
I
don't know. I
watched
haven't
it.
seen
I
it.
mean, if I've never watched the original Mary Poppins, I would say it was a good film. Seeing the original Mary Poppins, nah,
Yeah,
nah.
it's hard to match up to those expectations. That was such a good, heartwarming movie that there's so many classic songs come out of that, and you probably don't realize how many memorable songs came out of Mary
Right.
Poppins. Yeah,
And here's the difference between the original Mary Poppins and the one. It's that Walt Disney was involved in the original Mary Poppins, so you had a lot of soul in that original one, even
That's
though the
right.
creator didn't
That's right. And
like the
actually, I can't remember the
adaptation.
name of it, but there was a movie they made with Tom Hanks playing Walt Disney, and it's about the making of Mary Poppins and how difficult it was to get the original creator on board. And it tells her life story. It's a really great movie. I wish I could remember the name of it. Um, but check it out. Tom Hanks. Look on the IMDb, and he plays Walt Disney, and it's a beautiful, brilliant movie. And it's talking
Uh,
about the making of Mary Poppins, the original. It's really good.
sure. Well, while I do that, you should read the chat because
I
I
will.
think they had some choice words about what I we talked about in the last story. So you
Well,
may
they
want to,
they 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 love yelling at me, and that's
yeah,
okay. Let me see
yeah.
here. I will check out the chat. He is a nasty one, Corbin. Yeah, he is, dude. He's a snake for damn sure. It's kind of like that Hillary Clinton, some ways worse. Chrono says basically it's Harley Quinn times more. I don't know what that means. The director of the Fight Club got busted being an Israeli spy on the U.S. Oh, sweet. Yeah, awesome. wha- that's why it died off. That's why it died off. Jewish spies made it. Okay. Fight Club is still a good movie. Let me see here. Eric says, "Lol, Dinelli seems to be spot on with the observation. He often is, dude." Nixie says, "Fun fact: Southern Scotland is in Japan, dude. That is right. Thank you." Eric says, "Interesting history about your family, Chester." Oh, well, it's not just my family. All the Strathclyde families were involved in that. But it's why you have a lot of the in the 1950s, 1950s, excuse me, 1650s. You had so many Scottish families coming into mainly in the Virginia area. Actually, at that time, the Ellis Island thing hadn't really taken place. But down in Virginia, of course, you had more of that corporate factory town, tobacco farming and stuff like that. But a lot of Scottish families came in because of the escaping King James, not just mine. Um, let's see here. My family actually got in tobacco initially. Then they moved into other things. But Eric says interesting history about. Oh yeah, I read that. Alan Rickman. Yep, no, dude, he absolutely looks like him. Now it's the girl from Lost in Space face. Okay, all right. I didn't. I watched like half an episode and it sucked, so I didn't watch any more. Not Margot. Okay. This does not bode well, dudes. No, it does not. Heather Graham. Is that her name? Okay. Eric says Alex Winters needs a paycheck. Keanu is doing him a solid. Yes, I'm up for that. I'm 100% cool for that, dude. But you know that is going to tick people off taking away Bill and Ted and making it into their daughters doing it and doing that whole SJW crap. Come on now. Come on now. Yeah, if not for here, I'd never ever see this crap. Oh, thank you. Roger says, no, crap. Palpatine! No, God, no, no! Fans of the movie have been clamoring for a new Bill and Ted flick. Yeah, they have. Rage! I'm freaking livid. Yeah, dude, and we found it out together. I do apologize. Facepalm fams don't want gender whacking. It's the weirdest thing to do it to as well. I mean, Bill and Ted, like I said, it's a cult film, and it's a nonsensical thing, and it's just fun. It doesn't need politics. It's so stupid thing to apply it to. Next up, Bob and Doug. Mark my words, dude. They seem to be on a tear raid, and they don't care if they lose money. It doesn't seem to matter at all. Then they will redo Spaceballs to Space Tits. I might be okay for that, Kronos. James says, because fans are busy whacking their own. Oh, goodness gracious. I love Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure from March Hare. In other words, the garbage they are putting out. Oh, we triggered the chat, dude. No
Yeah.
one ever wanted because it's old folks who pay for it. Yeah, unfortunately. Open the vaults, Disney. they're talking to each other. A spoonful of sugar helps the medicine go down. Medicine go down. That's not how you spell medicine, but that's all right. Eric says Chester used to swipe the National Geographic magazines from his high school library for the topless women. He claims it was for indigenous people research. Yeah, right. Well, unfortunately, I never cared for sagging tits. Let's see. Nixie is talking to Kronos. March Hare says, I'm telling you, but physical copies of your favorite movies, music, I don't trust these streaming channels. I own most of my favorite Disney movies: Robin Hood, Sword and Stone, The Black Cauldron. That Black Cauldron is a good one. I read that book too.
Yeah.
But I hear you, chat, and I'm with you. I love you, man. Love you. But we
Yeah.
called that bit in, Bill and Ted before we even read it. See, that's how good we
Right.
are. And
And
Todd
then
Mulroney complains that I only read headlines. Ha!
we actually read things, and it's Saving Mr. Banks. That's the movie.
Saving Mr. Banks. Oh, there we go.
Hmm.
Great flick, dude. If you have not seen that, I mean, if Tom Hanks is in it, you're pretty safe bet it's going to be a solid flick. I mean, he's kind of like Kurt Russell. He's a good actor. But
Yeah.
that movie was heartwarming, informative, endearing. It's just a great flick. You have to watch that movie, dude. But we got Toy Story, Pixar stuff, wonderful. Baby Yoda, he is cute though. Come on, it's super cute. Um, whatever Thanos. I don't know what this is, and I don't want to know what this is. I really don't want to know what that is. Simpsons is okay, and
Yeah.
Goldblum. Okay, well, if you need a little bit of insanity thrown into your coffee, go for it. So next, ooh,
Right.
this is from Somali too. Go ahead,
Yep.
dude.
Lee Daniels to direct Kurtman's and Sylvester Stealth adaptation for Universal.
Ooh. Okay. So we have Lee Daniels. I don't know who that is, but I'm sure he's somebody I should know. But now I don't know Stealth at all, dude. But tell me about it. Do you know anything about it?
Regrettably, I haven't read stuff either.
Look at
It's,
that art,
uh,
dude. Look at that art. Look at it. Look at it. Look at it.
mhm.
That is badass, man. Look at that. Well, I like some Kirkman stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know. Silvestri, I mean, it's not necessarily a bad team, and I love the look at that. That's killer art, dude. This not as much, but it is a certain style, of course. I don't know anything about it. Let me see if I can read anything in here.
Well, maybe it's the colors. Sometimes colors, the pose and penciling would be good, but the coloring, could throw it off. Who knows?
Okay, so let's see here. For decades, Stealth has waged
Mhm.
war on crime in Detroit, but now he's taken his pursuit of justice too far. Reads Skybound's description of Stealth. Only reporter Tony Barber knows that behind Stealth's reckless behavior is an old man battling Alzheimer's, his father. A father unwilling to accept that he's no longer the hero the city needs, with enemies all too eager to force his retirement. Well, that's interesting, dude. An aging hero battling Alzheimer's. I don't know that that's an actual superhero movie you're making, but that could be interesting, dude. That could be very interesting. A case study, a character study in a dramatic format, not too dissimilar
Let's see.
from Joker, right? If that's where they
Yeah,
go. Who's this Lee Daniels guy? Tell me about him.
Lee Daniels. Let me see. Lee Daniels, director. Pulled up. Let's see.
Hmm.
So he is the one who produced Monster Ball, directed Precious, received 6 Oscar nominations, including Best Director. In 2012, he directed The Butler, and he's
Wow.
also the director for the TV series Empire and Star.
Dude, they're going straight drama with it. That's a good
Mhm.
sign, dude. I think with you having and this might be well the Logan and Joker effect, because
Yeah,
Logan was very dramatic take and it was amazing. Joker, I haven't seen it, but everyone just from hearing it, it's amazing. And I don't know this character at all, but I'm very interested. That is a cool concept. An aging hero dealing battling with Alzheimer's, man. That's a good premise. That's a very
yeah.
good premise.
James writes, Stuff walks into his lair and looks in a mirror. Why did I come in here and who are you? Nice memento callback.
Yeah, well, Memento, that's a great movie too, man.
Yeah.
And that's the what's that guy, that actor, director's name in that movie?
Christopher Nolan.
No, 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 no. I'm talking about the actor in Memento. He's also a director himself, isn't he? Um, can't remember his name. But anyway, yeah, Memento was cool. If you haven't seen that, go check that out. But I'm very interested in this dude. Very interested. So we'll keep an eye on it. But this next one, I don't I might I don't know. I might be
Guy
happy.
Pearce.
I could
Yeah.
be happy. Guy Pearce. Yeah, that's it. Guy Pearce.
Yeah.
Wonderful
So
movie, dude.
from
Wonderful.
yeah, from Newsarama, Wile E. Coyote movie hires Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles director.
Which Ninja Turtle movie? Which one? Because
Yeah.
there's really bad ones, and then there's pretty good ones.
If it's the '90s first one, I think we're be in good hands. If it's the one from Michael Bay produced, and I don't know.
See,
So director
Out of
Dave
the
Green.
Shadows.
Oh wait, no, Out of the Shadow was pretty good.
Dave Green, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, it could
you
be
know,
cool, dude. I don't know. Is this going to be a full-on movie with the Coyote? I don't know that. Can you sustain a whole movie
Jim.
with Wiley?
Uh, yeah, coming uh, to a theater near you. Jim Carrey is Wiley E. Coyote.
Right, right, right. He could pull it off. I don't know what to think about this. I think I like the Coyote Roadrunner stuff. I think, if I recall, Out of the Shadows was pretty good. And
Yeah,
it seems to be produced by the Lego Batman people, which that's good stuff. So it looks
yeah.
like it's got a fair team behind it. I'm going to say something that I will regret right now. I cannot see how they could SJW this.
But they can.
I
The
can't see
Roadrunner,
how.
the Roadrunner will be female.
Well, we don't really know the gender of the Roadrunner other than we kind of just assume it's male, I guess. But it doesn't speak.
Right. So that's my joke. They'll actually define it and say it's
Maybe.
the Roadrunner's always been female.
Yeah. I don't know what to think about this one. I'm going to leave this on the burner because
But
I do love those old shorts, but I can't see a movie about it, though. I just can't. It doesn't seem to lend itself to it. I don't know. I'll leave that on the burner. We got a couple more stories here, so let's try to get to them. Now, this
yep.
one right here is good news, I think.
Yeah, so this is from We Got This Cover. I'm putting this under rumors because people yelled at me when we don't say rumors, but rumors. Kingpin, Bullseye, Elektra are reportedly returning for the Daredevil movie. So they're a Daredevil movie in production.
Hmm.
They previously reported that Charlie Cox is returning for the role as Daredevil,
Yep.
which we reported as well,
Yep.
and they're now saying Vince D'Onofrio and the other actors from the TV show are being cast again for the Daredevil movie. If it is true, then it's basically Disney bypassing the Netflix 2 year wait by making a movie instead of a TV show and still honoring the contract. If this is all true,
Mm.
again, all rumor, grain of salt, tongue of salt. Make it salty.
Yeah. Well, I'm all for it, dude. Charlie Cox did a great job as Daredevil. D'Onofrio smashed Kingpin. I can't even imagine anyone else doing it. I think Elektra was okay.
Mhm.
I wasn't here or there about it. I kind of preferred him with the Asian girl, to be honest with you, but I don't really care. She's fine though, and of course, I think that this guy here that did Bullseye
Bullseye.
was a great origin introduction to the character. Um, I understand that it's not straight out of the comic book, but I liked it, dude. I like what they did with it. But this is good news, man. I hope it's true.
And if it is true, then we have Diafro in the MCU, which means Diafro can
Hmm.
be
Hmm. Hmm.
going everywhere, so to
Yeah.
speak.
Well, yeah, dude. Imagine having him as the Kingpin in a Spider-Man movie.
Oh,
I mean, come on.
don't give me hope. Don't
That
give me
would be
hope.
awesome, dude. That'd be awesome. That'd be awesome. Especially if they went and started doing Marvel Knights. because the Marvel Knights series with all the different those characters, they did different things, but you could certainly make
Mhm.
Kingpin the big enemy. And imagine if they did like a series of the Marvel Knight movies, like with Shang-Chi, right? And
Mhm.
of course, they're not going to do that with him. But imagine if they did take the Marvel Knights and had them all their little adventures, and somewhere in it, Kingpin was touching it, and then they did a big movie where they had to face and defeat Kingpin himself. It'd be awesome. Yeah, I
That's
don't
too
know what
much.
to
That's
say.
too much too hopeful. I
It is,
mean,
yeah, it is. But
it's too much
I,
hope. Don't
I
give me
kid, I
hope.
just can't get over how good he was. I mean, he embodied the Kingpin. So I mean, he's a great actor anyway. But
Right.
great job, man. Claps, double claps. I'm not supposed to
Absolutely.
do that. I'm doing jazz hands because you're not allowed to clap anymore. Jazz hands, jazz hands. All right, last story of the day.
Mechanics.
Ooh, ooh.
So yeah, so basically they make it official. Netflix order He-Man anime series Masters of the Universe Revelation from Kevin Smith. Kevin Smith previously said that he was going to do a continuation of the old series of He-Man from back in the 80s. And this one is just confirming that they're going to move ahead with Kevin Smith
Right. So
in his
he's going to
vision.
be the showrunner and the producer. This is going to be a show, not a movie, which I think
Yeah.
is a smarter. We all agree is a smarter move. But it's I this terrifies me though. It really does because he says he wants to continue from the '80s series. Okay, fine. And this is it's not saying it is saying anime, so it is going to be animated. So it's they're bringing again a reboot again because we already had He-Man animated brought back, but that was a reboot. Maybe he's just doing a continuation. It sounds like, but nevertheless, um, because what they did to She-Ra was criminal, right? I mean, absolutely criminal, dude.
I'm not. I'm trying to ignore it. Say what? What? What are you talking about? I
Yeah.
don't know what you're talking about.
So I would really, really worry what they would do to this. What is it? What's the comments here say? Kevin Smith, He-Man, same animators from Castlevania. Sounds good. All right. I do like the
Yeah.
Castlevania guys. Please just don't make it the Secret She-Ra animation. Oof. The recent She-Ra animation. Yeah, that's horrible art.
Yeah.
But it's that Steven Universe crap, dude. More
Yeah.
like he Shira. Oh, please don't be true. Professor Xavier, okay. If only there was an article directly about the comments that said what the art style was going to be like. Well, it did, actually. He's right. Let's see. Well, what are they going to do? What are they going to do to mess this up? Gay, Evelyn, trans, Orko, maybe, dude. Yeah. So these people in the chat seemingly have the same kind of idea and worries that we do. Mm.
Yeah. Here comes pervert Skeletor. Hmm. Okay.
Yeah. Right.
Uh,
Right. Like they're trying
yeah.
to do with Black Mask in the Birds of Prey movie. It's like, why are you going that direction with him? I mean, he is
Yeah.
already a villain. He's well established. We know exactly what he's all about. So why do you
Right.
need to add villainous layers to him? It's odd. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know about Kevin these days, even, dude, because Kevin is kind of he seems to be in some kind of level of depression, or something's going on with Kevin Smith because he can't get through a conversation anymore without crying about something. And he didn't used to be this
Well.
way. He used to be pretty cool. Something's happened to him, dude. He's his
Well.
brain's in a weird
He.
place.
Well. He's smoking marijuana. He had a heart attack on his what they call the Widowmaker, and he barely survived that. And
Oh,
he's no longer allowed to eat any meat or food because if he does, he'll die. So he's on a strict vegetarian diet and lost about 100 pounds.
no, he did lose a lot
So
of weight. Yeah.
so he's so he's going to change his that to keep him alive. It's like he's not happy. So I kind of get it.
Okay. Well, that explains it a lot then, because he has been very non Kevin Smith for a long time now. But I don't know. All we can do is keep our fingers crossed, right? Let me
Yeah.
come over to the chat, check it real quick before we get ourselves out of here. Let me go over here and change this first. And I'm glad we had a lot of comic book news today, and we didn't really get into Star Wars. I think it makes me happy, and we had
Yeah,
a lot of fun
made
with
me happy as well. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, and we had some really cool news today, so that's pretty awesome. Other than the absolute
you
SJWing of Bill and Ted, which is
you
shocking.
called that one. You
I
called
did,
it
dude.
as I was looking at the IDM names. Like, what? You just called it right there. Oh boy.
Yeah. Let me see here. Here we go. Still, let's go over here. You read this, I think. So, a
Mhm.
mentally ill, crazy nut that's wandering around pretending to save everybody sounds like they are making an Antifa movie. um, uh, is this a book that's already out? I think so, dude. Stealth
Yeah.
walks into his. How many issues they've done of it?
I'm not sure, but it's been out since 2014. Which makes sense that I didn't know about it because that's during the period of time that I kind of walked away from comic books.
Okay.
Mm. Yeah.
Let's see, they're chatting with each other. Nick says
Mhm.
Stealth will be replaced by a better superhero, probably a young woke female, probably. But I hope not. I hope they just follow that premise. It's an aging superhero dealing with Alzheimer's. I think could be a great dramatic story, actually.
Yeah.
We'll see. Chrono says depends how they pull it off. If they get the right lad to do it, then it might be neat. I think it could be. I don't know if it's a lad though. I think it's supposed to be an old man. Why does this need to be a thing? Okay. Oh no, we're talking about He-Man, I guess. I'm
Mhm.
sorry. Original TMT Michael Bay Turtles. All right. I'd rather get out of the old Palladium books RPG and do some real pizza eating Ninja Turtle stuff. Yeah, that old RPG was fun, dude. James says there's been a whole RR family in the comic books. Oh, RR.
Roadrunners.
Oh, Road Runner. Oh, see, I had no clue. Thank you. That's awesome. Nick says tonight on Comics News Today, what is the Road Runner's gender? Da da da. Cash grab alert. Absolutely. James says, Wile E. Coyote, Den of Origin. Uh-huh. Let's see. Gotta go. Have a good one, everyone. Well, thanks you very much for coming here, March Hare. Janafro was the Kingpin. Yep, that's true. Remember to smash that like button, everyone. Thank you, March Hare. Duel says Brie Larson is bigger than Kingpin. Dude, bite me. Double time. But of course, we love our chairman. Kevin Smith. Oh, you've seen him lately. He's like a woke shill. Yeah, no, that's what worries me. He's not himself, man. I have no faith, and I agree. She-Ra was terrible. It was. It was just a complete bastardization of a character, and they're laughing the whole time they did it. They know they're destroying something that women love. Because keep this in mind, right?
Actually, what's kind of funny
Yeah.
because they were showing the third season of Shira to the panel, and I think the Comic Con or some kind of con, and they were making fun of the original Shira, but the audience really dug the original Shira animation and everything that they were trying to make fun of, and none of the panelists and the creator looked happy about it, which was kind of hilarious. Like, oh, we're gonna do this to make fun of the old show, and the whole audience really dug
Yeah.
into it
Well,
wildly.
they're destroyers, they're not builders. I mean,
Yeah.
plain and simple. And but keep this in mind with these SJW progressive types, these Marxists, right? Um,
Mhm.
we see a lot of what we consider to be man hating going on, and it is going on. But keep in mind, they don't hate anything as much as they do women. They are the misogynists. They hate women to an extreme, particularly the ones who want to be mothers. They think it's disgusting and they hate it. And they want to destroy anything women like far more than they want to destroy something men like. And the Shira is a perfect example of that. And the comment that Denali just made, showing how much they wanted to trash on the original Shira, which a lot of women grew up with and loved, shows you exactly who and what they are. Right. Yeah, no, he is really bad. Let's see. I have no faith. Yeah. Yep. Humanity is tired of the sickle crap. Yep. It's taken a turn. He had a stroke, and since then he has lost it. Yeah, it's sad, really. With Kevin Smith, he used to be a hero. Eric says Denali's right about Kevin Smith. Yeah. May everyone have a blessed evening. Well, thank you, Roger. Tatsunami says, hello. Well, hi. We're just about to leave, but we're happy to have you. Peach still going. Peach still going. What does it mean by that?
Mhm. Oh, saying neat. It's the stream is still going.
Oh, I get it. Okay, okay, okay.
Yeah.
But we are about to stop. But thank you guys for coming in here. We certainly appreciate it. And we had a fun conversation today. Some really good stories, and we'll keep doing that. And we're going to try to stay away from the Star Wars here for a little while because it's just that's a train wreck in progress, man. But thank you all. We'll see you tomorrow for our standard programming. Comics News Today, of course, in the morning and or at first, and then at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll do the Drone Recorded Ultimate Edition, and we have a lot of fun with that. Now, keep in mind this week, though, that we are taking a bit of a break for Christmas for the holidays. So, everyone, if you don't show up tomorrow, we appreciate you guys and have yourself great holidays, great Christmas. We might have a fan speak this week, but that's up to Dinale if he wants to do that or not, and the no pressure.
Mm,
And
yeah.
then next week, we will not have any. There'll be no TFT, no California show, no Bugbear's Basement. And certainly no Christmas. So we're going to take those 4 days off anyway, and then hopefully we'll be back for the drone recorder next week. We should be, but we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah.
So yeah, Denali takes out of here, man.
All right. Well, thank you everybody for joining us for this Comics News Today. Join us tomorrow for Comics News Today at 8 p.m. Eastern, followed by the Ultimate Edition of Drawn and Quarter, where we'll be doing Six Gun Gorilla. That's the theme for
Mm,
tomorrow. And I think I seen the Kickstarter, so it's kind of interesting premise. So we'll see what the creators and the artists do tomorrow.
they love drawing
Join
gorillas.
absolutely. Join the Immortal Mass newsletter at denalescomic@gmail.com. Just send me an email saying you want to be part of it, and you will be part of it. But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Namaste.
Later, everybody.
Aloha.